Have you ever met someone and instantly decided whether you liked them or not? Maybe it was their smile, the way they spoke, or simply the way they walked into the room. What is fascinating is that your brain can form a strong opinion about a person in just a few seconds. Psychologists call this the power of first impressions. Today we will explore why first impressions happen so quickly, how they influence our decisions, and why they can be both helpful and misleading. Section 1: How fast first impressions happen. Research shows that the human brain can form an impression of someone in as little as a few seconds. Sometimes even faster. When you see a new person, your brain immediately begins scanning for signals. These signals include facial expressions, posture, tone of voice, clothing, and body language. Within seconds, your brain tries to answer important questions. Is this person friendly? Are they confident? Can they be trusted? Even though we may believe we are making rational decisions, these judgments often happen automatically. Section 2: Why the brain does this. The reason for this quick judgment comes from our evolutionary history. Early humans needed to quickly determine whether someone was a friend or a potential threat. Making fast decisions helped people survive dangerous environments. Because of this, our brains evolved to analyze people rapidly. Even today, this ancient survival mechanism still influences how we perceive others. Our brains are constantly looking for patterns that help us make quick decisions. Section 3: The role of body language. Body language plays a huge role in first impressions. Before a person even speaks, their posture, facial expression, and eye contact already communicate information. For example, someone who stands upright, makes eye contact, and smiles often appears confident and trustworthy. On the other hand, someone who avoids eye contact and speaks quietly may be perceived as nervous or uncertain. These signals are processed almost instantly by the brain. Often, people are not even aware they are forming these judgments. Section 4: First impressions in job interviews. First impressions can have a huge impact in professional environments. In job interviews, the first few minutes often shape the interviewer's perception of the candidate. Studies show that interviewers frequently form an opinion about a candidate within the first few minutes of the interview. After that first impression forms, the brain tends to search for evidence that confirms it. If the first impression was positive, the interviewer may interpret the candidate's answers more favorably. If the first impression was negative, the opposite may happen. Section 5: Why first impressions can be misleading. Even though first impressions can be helpful, they are not always accurate. Because they rely on quick judgments and limited information, they can sometimes lead to incorrect assumptions. Someone who appears confident might actually be inexperienced. Someone who seems quiet might simply be thoughtful or careful. Psychologists often warn that relying too heavily on first impressions can lead to unfair decisions. Section 6: How to improve the first impression you make. Understanding first impressions can help people improve how they present themselves. Simple things can make a big difference. Maintaining eye contact shows confidence. A genuine smile creates warmth and friendliness. Standing upright and speaking clearly can make someone appear more confident and trustworthy. Small signals can influence how others perceive you within seconds. Conclusion: First impressions are powerful because they happen quickly and influence how we interpret everything that follows. Our brains use these rapid judgments to simplify complex social situations. But while first impressions can sometimes be accurate, they are not always reliable. Being aware of how they work can help us both make better judgments about others and create stronger impressions ourselves. If you enjoy learning about psychology and human behavior, check out the other videos on this channel where we explore fascinating psychological effects in even greater detail.